In my first video introducing this website, I talked about how our hope, faith and trust has finally been realised, that someone would one day go upriver, basically get to the bottom of the well of what it is to be human, explain the human condition, and that this great world-saving insight is presented in freedom and summarised in the booklet Transform Your Life and Save the World. Okay, so biology is the study of behaviour, which means that this great breakthrough in understanding human behaviour is a biological breakthrough. And Charles Darwin is regarded as one of the greatest biologists ever, but even though his famous 1859 book was titled The Origin of Species, it failed to explain the one species that we really wanted to know the origins of, namely us, humans. In fact, humans are hardly mentioned in the origin of species. But Darwin readily admitted that, and he says at the end of Origins, in the distant future, I see open fields for far more important researchers. Light will be thrown on the origin of man and his history. So again, the great problem, even for Darwin, was having to confront the fearful subject of the human condition. And there was a Cambridge scholar called Jane Harrison, and she wrote about Darwin. Darwin foresaw that his doctrine must have, for the history of man's mental evolution, issues wider than those with which he was prepared to personally to deal. So Darwin himself personally didn't feel capable of dealing with the human condition. And it's true. There have been many theories put forward over the years to explain our competitive and aggressive behaviour, but it turns out that what they're actually doing is not explaining, but actually avoiding the fearful subject of the human condition. But at least Darwin didn't pretend to be able to confront and explain the human condition, which, amazingly, Jeremy Griffith has actually managed to do in freedom. In my previous talk, I described how the problem of our human condition underlies all our thoughts, all our actions, all our behaviours, and that the truth is we've spent our whole lives working out how to perfect, how to avoid and how to work around the human condition and make it appear as if we aren't even affected by it. We smile, we joke, we put on a brave face, but underneath, it's all always there. Well, that's been the case for scientists as well, because after all, they're just humans living in fear of the human condition like everybody else. Scientists haven't been able to confront the human condition, and if you can't confront a subject, you're obviously in no position to think truthfully or effectively about it. So biology, especially, has been putting forward all manner of dishonest, supposed biological explanations for human behaviour, such as for the human condition. And these supposed explanations are all patently untrue. We humans have these dishonest excuses for everything. The whole world is just full of a great pack of lies that we all try to use to explain all the great issues about human life, such as religion and politics, men and women and sex and so on. It's only now that we can truthfully explain the human condition that all the dishonest lying about human life can now finally end. And as I've said, it's this wonderful truth that's now available in freedom that finally sets us free and allows us to leave the horrible, dark, dishonest cave of denial that we've been hiding in. But of course, all the truthful explanations that are in freedom, They're going to cause some people to become defensive or angry and want to retreat back into the cave of denial. Well, as George Bernard Shaw said, all great truths begin as blasphemies, but there is a very easy and, in fact, incredibly exciting way to cope with the arrival of the truth about ourselves. I mean, after all, the truth about ourselves defends us. It's actually redeeming and rehabilitating. So, the great beauty of Transform Your Life and Save the World is that it summarises the three great issues that I've just talked about. Part 1 presents the summary of all the dishonest biology that's been just burying all of humans deeper and deeper in the dishonest cave of darkness. But Part 2 presents the honest biology, the fully accountable, the truthful, the real explanation of the human condition that has just been so desperately needed. And Part 3 describes how we can easily cope with the exposing truth about ourselves, and by so doing, enter a fabulous world free of the human condition. So I encourage everybody to read Transform Your Life. It's very small. It's only a few pages long. But what it explains, as the title says, it will transform your life and it will save the world. And it's freely available on our website, so you can read it or print a copy out for yourself right now. And also, I encourage you to subscribe to our website because it's free and it doesn't require any interaction from you, but it does give you access to many more presentations like these about the wonderful liberation of humanity from the human condition. So, in summary, this website is the only place in the entire world where you will find any truth, any real answers, which is actually any of the real love that the world needs. It's a massive statement, but it's actually true. This is the only place that offers a future for the human race, because solving the human condition is that fundamental and that critical. So we do hope you subscribe and eventually become a member of the World Transformation Movement, because this is the only place that you can really make a difference to the frightening situation that the world is in right now. So join us and help us become part of the Sunshine Army on the Sunshine Highway to the world in sunshine.